Jimbo. First real big night. Couple multiple games last night. Your Philadelphia Eagles played. We saw how a couple of the other Ravens played a bit.
Yeah.
Colts played a bit.
Yeah.
Anthony Richardson immediately destroyed. Apparently on a protection that he fucked up. So he's progressing. And Daniel Jones went 10 of 21. So thanks for helping to prove me fucking wrong, Daniel. Thanks, Daniel. You know, I'm gonna, dude. If he sucks this year, I'm gonna catch so much shit because I've been on that Daniel Jones bandwagon. If he goes to Indianapolis and he just straight up sucks again, like he did with the Giants, it's gonna be like, I don't know if there's enough crow in the world for me to. And welcome everybody to the Friday forecast here on Stay Tuned Sports. I'm your boy King. That is your good friend Jimbo right over there joining us once again. Missed you on Wednesday, buddy. Anyway, listen, I think that would have been, if you were here, that would have been a fun show. That would have been a good one. There's a lot of shit going on, especially with the ESPN deal and all the other stuff. Man, not great stuff. Anyway, before we get started, like, share, subscribe. If you're first time here, please make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. Let you know whenever we go live because, sometimes YouTube doesn't give a shit. So you got to make sure that you hit that bell and make sure that it's still there. And again, like, share, subscribe. Helps us out tremendously with the algorithm. You hit that share button, more people see us. You hit the like button. YouTube's like, hey, people like this. And it goes up the algorithm. Helps us out so much. And it's free for you to do. Also, if you want to help us out a little bit more tangibly, we have a link for our merch store and our donation station up in the top of the chat, which is open right now. Come in, say hi, say hello, say how you doing. Hamster ELS over in there as well. And we have that in the description below. Also, at the top of the chat and in the description below, vote for my nephew to be Youth Athlete of the Year. Love the kid. He's fantastic. He's also a fucking monster on the field. Giant. I call him the Godzilla of the gridiron. That's what I'm thinking. Because he's a giant. He's a monster out there. Again, sweetheart, nicest kid, as most big guys are. You know, we're nice. We're sweetheart guys. But on that field, he already looks. He's about to turn, I think, 15, and he already looks like J.J. Watt. Like, seriously, he's got the body type and structure of that. He walks in. It is a man amongst boys. So go ahead, give him a vote. And again, if you donate to the Jimmy V Foundation and to the Why Not You Foundation, you can vote multiple times, give him more multiple votes. That certainly helps out as well. That link is in, again, top of the chat and in the description below. Jimbo, how we doing, brother?
Not too bad. Weather's actually pretty not too bad this week.
No, it's been very nice. I'm excited because I got to go to a concert tomorrow at the big giant air conditioner unit there out in the Meadowlands. So I'm hoping that it's
kills.
No, actually, believe it or not, it's the wife is on a full on nostalgia kick right now. She's bringing out all her old jewelry, all her old like wristbands and stuff like that. MCR is coming home to where it all started there in Essex County. They're from Belleville, so they're like literally a hop, skip, and a jump from the Meadowlands. And so they're coming back there doing, I think it's the 20th anniversary of the Black Parade Tour. So the wife who went to those shows at Starland and everything like that, she's got the shirt, she's got the old getup, she's got the old red tie to go with it. Like I said, she's got the rings and the armbands and stuff like that. She's going to be emoed out tomorrow. So I certainly hope, again, that the good weather stays, that we don't get too hot. You don't want to be too hot, you know. So it should be good. I gotta say, look at, I hate to say this because I hate giving your team fucking credit for anything. I really do. I hate them. I hate them more than anything in this world. That backup's pretty good.
I've been saying for how many years now, and just before we went live, I saw one of the Philadelphia radio personalities, but they on Twitter say he would not even trade him for a first round draft pick, and
You were saying much the same thing today in the group chat. You were saying, do not trade him. And there's going to be teams, especially after that performance, Saints, somebody's going to be sniffing around asking, hey, what's the price? What are you looking for? Yeah. Give a couple first rounders, give Shuck. If I'm the Saints, I'd be like, I'll give you Shuck. I'll give you a couple, maybe a first rounder, second rounder. Pick up. Honestly, you pick. Like a Chinese restaurant. You just do this, a little of that, a little of that. You circle what you want, and we'll work from there. If I was the Saints, that's kind of what I would do. But yeah, Tanner McKee had quite the preseason. Again, it is preseason. Yes, it's all backups, but he's a backup as well.
The Bengals defense too.
That too, like I said, and not only the Bengals defense, but the backup Bengals defense. So, although the Bengals starters were in there for a little bit, they had a 14-7 lead when they were in there, and then they came out, and it was fucking downhill from there. Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow looking good. I think they said they wanted to start and play some preseason games because they want to avoid going to on those just classic Bengals 1-4 starts that always put them in a fucking hole. So we'll see how that goes. Hamster, he's in the chat, and he says, I think the Giants upset the Washington Redskins in week 1. They almost beat them last year with Danny Dimes, and if we just would have put a kicker in an open 53rd fucking roster spot, Brian goddamn fucking Dable, Mr. I'm coach of the year, I can do whatever. Well, you coach of the year 3 years ago when Daniel Jones had his best year. Ever since then, you've sucked dick. I'm tired of people fucking kissing that fat bald man's Ozempic sucking ass. Tired of it. Either we get results this year, or you're out of there. That's what I'm saying.
I don't think he's on Ozempic no more. He's got the weight back.
Yeah, he did look a little more roly-poly a little bit. So maybe he realized the magic was in the fat. Sometimes you got to realize the magic's in the fat. Kind of like Adele. Like Adele, I think personally, I think Adele was a better singer when she was a fat singer. Sorry, that's what I think. And I thought she looked fine too. She lost all that weight and then she became a bitch. Just divorcing everybody, fucking everything that moves, all this. I'm just saying, that's my personal opinion. My opinion does not represent that of Stay Tuned Sports, even though I make all the logos and graphics and co-host of the show. In no way does it mean any of that. But anyway. Hamster's very excited also because there is a full entire weekend of football, preseason as it may be, baby. It is here. Like I said, there were a couple games on last night. We got a couple games on today. The Giants play at 1 o'clock tomorrow, so that's fun. And we have all that. Oh, let me check something real quick here. I want to make sure I got everything correct. Now, again, if anybody remembers, if you watched this last week, I really screwed up the graphics. So I'm going to try and make sure that I don't screw up the graphics this week. So that's what I'm really trying to do, make sure that I don't have any of that done. So we're just going to go ahead and check and make sure that I do have everything correct. And I believe I do. So we'll be okay. ELS in the chat, he says, I've been busy. I've been a busy commish for the Stay Tuned Sports Union Fantasy Football. Yes, the STFU. We have one slot still open. And I thought I had I think I might have the link somewhere. I might put it in the chat here. Just to see everybody. See if you want to join. Let me see. Here we go. I'll just put it in the chat. ELS has been basically made the de facto commissioner because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing when it comes to running a fantasy league. I can barely run a fantasy team. Like I said, the last time I won a league championship was 26 years ago in 1999. That's how long I've been playing, and that's how long it's been since I've won anything. So
that's the same amount of time of the Giants' last Super Bowl win.
No, it's not.
Feels like
no. It only feels. This is why nobody wanted the Eagles to win a fucking championship. Because you all were obnoxious assholes without the rings. Now you've got 2 rings in 7 years, and all of a sudden, if you want to start doing that, you got to stop living in the past, Jimbo. All right? You got to stop living in the past.
I learned from the Cowboy fans.
Hey. Tanner McKee, Micah Parsons, 1 for 1.
It's the only way I would do it.
Jerry loves himself some quarterbacks.
And
he does.
He likes being in the news.
He likes making something really fucking stupid. So, I mean, maybe could happen. Just saying. Hamster in the chat says, I want to see how shit. I think everybody does. And allow me to go off for a second. Stephen A. Smith has already started laying the groundwork and say they're setting Shedeur up for failure. That's what they're doing. They want him to fail. They don't want to see a successful black man at quarter.
Oh Jesus,
Stephen A. What are we talking about here? What are we talking about? When some of the most lauded quarterbacks in this league, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, C.J. Stroud, Jaden Daniels. Let's go on, hand on. Jalen Hurts isn't that great, but let's not sully the name of the other great African American quarterbacks ever in the NFL with Jalen Hurts here. But what world do you think that this is? The way, like this is a logical way of thinking, and like, again, I understand that it's part of his shtick. Like, it really is just rage bait. He's an internet troll come to life that is broadcast on people's televisions through the power of cable. I understand that. So part of me has to reach back and be like, he's just doing it like it's an act. He's just being a dick because being a dick is what's made him millions of dollars. So whatever. But also shut the fuck up. All right? and then what happens if Shedeur Sanders fucking blows it up tonight? What if he looks fucking fantastic? What if he goes like fucking 15 of 18 in fucking passing, has 140 yards and 2 touchdowns? Like, what if that happens? Oh, did they still set him up for fucking failure? Or, he overcame even the terrible situation they tried to put him into. And how are they trying to set him up? He's literally like the only guy that they have to fucking play. Yeah. Like, Joe Flacco's, 40 million years old. He's not going to play in a fucking preseason game. You have Gabriel and Pickens both have a hamstring problem, so they're not going to put them out there. And they just signed Snoop, and Snoop might play like the second half of the game or the fourth quarter, whatever it's going to be. All that said, what the fuck do you want them to do? Yeah. Because here's the thing: if they decided to start Snoop ahead of Shedeur, then it would be, they're already trying to bury him. They're buried. Like, this is a chance, an opportunity for this kid. This is what I mean when it comes to Stephen A. If they would have started Snoop Huntley, that would have been his argument. They're trying to bury this kid. They're already trying to ruin his career. They won't give him the opportunity. They don't let him do it. Now he has the opportunity to start in a first preseason game. They're setting this kid up for failure. That's what I mean. It's the constant roundabout fucking argument. Any side that you look at it, he would make the argument to make you pissed off.
Yeah.
And to an extent, it fucking worked. So, I mean, I guess. Good job, Steven. You did it again, you magnificent bastard.
He's not going to be on the red zone.
Well, here's the thing, and this is the thing that gave me that I was thinking about when that ESPN news hit, that they were getting the NFL Network and Red Zone and various other NFL properties. Because everybody was like, oh my God, they're going to put commercials everywhere on Red Zone. It's no longer 7 hours of free. They're going to have Stephen A. Smith and Pat McAfee all over there. It's going to be people arguing about LeBron James while the Cowboys are scoring a touchdown or some shit like that. And the thing that makes me think that that's not going to happen is, in fact, the Pat McAfee show. Is because when Pat went over to ESPN, everybody thought, who had watched Pat and was Pat fans on YouTube, oh, this is it. They're rolling. Oh, he's going to ESPN. He's sold out. Next thing you know, there's going to be 10 million commercials. He's not gonna curse anymore. Like, that's a big fucking thing. Like, I mean, I curse and I'm on YouTube, so I can, but like, it's not a BL. Like, here's the thing. If we got a sponsor, and the sponsor said, we like you guys, just you can't curse anymore. Guess what? I'm not doing. Guys, I hate to tell you this because you are too. Everybody's got a price. Like the $1 Million Man said. Everybody's got a price. Yep. Everybody has a price. I can be bought 1,000%. Are you serious? I'm a whore. I will whore anything. You got dick pills you need me to sell? I'll put it out there. You want to do fucking hair growth? You got it. Manscaped? I'll shave my balls live. What do you want me to do? I'm a dancing monkey just for all you guys out there. Let's do it. So the fact that Pat actually did stand on business and say, you guys are just like leasing my show. I'm still doing my show.
Yeah.
And it's going to be what it is. And I'm not going to have any of the massive interference with it. So that's the case. And ESPN fucking said, all right. And to his credit, that is what has happened. The Pat McAfee show is the same as it was 2-3 years ago as it is now. So I have a feeling ESPN's going to have that same kind of, we'll let the red zone be the red zone. Look at how great that already is. Let's not fuck with it. I understand people have the worry about them doing that, and rightfully so, but I have a feeling that they're going to, and like I said, I think because of the experience with Pat McAfee, that they're going to say, it worked for that. Let's kind of do that here. The less is more. Don't touch it. Let it go. And move that. There's plenty of other things they can fuck with. Like Good Morning Football. Hopefully they fuck with it for the better. Get Peter Schrager back in there. I would love for them to get Kay Adams back in there, but that's not going to happen, unfortunately. I think we'd all love to see more of Kay Adams, but she's stuck over on like fucking FanDuel TV or something, some nowhere spot.
Yeah.
But yeah, so here we are. We're in a full swing of football. Like I said, last night I was on a call with my father, my brother, and my nephew where we were all just talking ball and who's doing this, and Geno Smith is doing this, and Joe Burrow's played, and going through all the games, and it was just like, it's back. It's so good. It's just so good to be back. It's just so good to be talking about ball again, man. It's just fun. It's just fun. ELS said on another episode of King being special. Now, when you say special, ELS, like part of me wants to take that as a massive offense, but I don't know. What do you say? How much for you to become an Eagles fan? Ooh, boy, now there. All right, Hamster, you might have found something that I won't buy into. I don't know.
I've asked that over the years. You sober and drunk. I thought maybe if you're drunk, your wall would come down a little bit, and I don't think you ever gave me a final answer. But you did say, I guess this would be the answer. You did say a lot.
I would here's the thing. Like, if I ever got like a job with the Eagles or something, like if they were like, hey, we want you to be our, psychotic cursing YouTube internet man. To cover the Eagles in the games or whatever, like I would do that as long as you pay me well enough and do all that kind of stuff. I will speak on things from an Eagles fan perspective. I'm still not going to be a fan.
Yeah,
I'll talk about them. I'll do things like that. But like I said, there's plenty of people out there that are play-by-play guys and stuff like that call games for some teams but are fans of the other team. You know what I mean? So. Yeah. Again, that one just based on, we want you to be a fan of the Eagles. We'll give you a lump sum of money if you go ahead and root for the Eagles. I don't know if there's a price for that. That one might be that I would shave my balls for Manscaped more than I would become an Eagles fan for money. So maybe there is. I said I was a whore for anything. Maybe not everything. So maybe I'm not as big as a whore as I think I am. Although I am a pretty big whore, so let's in all aspects, and money and other things. Anyway, this is the Friday forecast. We're supposed to be predicting what's going on with the NFL divisions coming up with this year. This week is going to be the NFC West. Last week was the AFC West, despite all the graphic fuck-ups. That's what it was. And we looked at that. So let's go ahead and let's jump on over to the vertical board. Here we are. Look at that. Look at us. Look at all vertical and shit. That's pretty good. And hey, let's just stop beating around the bush. Here's the thing. With the NFC West, I've kind of been talking up as we've been doing like the countdown and other things. Like I love my desert birds. I love them.
Yeah.
I think they could be a dark horse this year. I think they can do stuff this year. Let's see where I have my beloved desert birds this year. You've not been that big on Arizona or my love of Arizona coming into this year. But let's go ahead. Let's take a look here and drop this. Okay, Jimbo. Now, I don't want to say you've given me shit, but you've definitely given me pushback on my Cardinal takes the last couple of weeks here that we've been doing this shit.
Yeah.
And you have them winning the fucking division.
It's a weak division. It's probably one of the weakest divisions in the NFL.
All right, so obviously, if you can't say, and for our visually impaired listeners here, Jimbo has the Cardinals winning the NFC West at 11-6. Then he has the Los Angeles Rams at 10-7. The 49ers coming in third place at 9-8, still making the playoffs though, in your estimation. And then the Seahawks at 5-12. Your boy King, have the Rams at 14-3, winning the division. In second place, I have the 49ers at 13-8. In third place, I have my beloved Desert Birds at 8-9 and missing the playoffs. And then, of course, I also have the Seahawks in last, slightly better than Jimbo at 6-11. ELS in the chat says, Jimbo, what the fuck is that? Hamster says, Jimbo knows what's up. So, obviously, the people, our chat room is a little bit divided as well.
I don't know if that's good that Hamster agrees with me or not.
ELS, he put in his predictions in the chat as well. You can come in the chat, give your predictions on what you think the NFC West is going to look like as well. He has the Rams winning at 13-4. He has the Cardinals in last place at 5-12. He has the Seahawks at 10-7. So ELS thinking the Seahawks are going to have a good year this year with old Sammy Darnold and that team up there in the Pacific Northwest. I don't know about that personally. I'm not looking heavily towards the Seahawks to do anything great this year, but you never know. Again, the NFL is a crapshoot. Jimbo, all right, explain. You said it's a weak division with the Rams. Like, here's the thing. I figured if anything, like you'd have the Rams winning, even if it was a weak division, you'd have the Rams because the Rams, on paper, as we look at it right now, may be the best team in that division. Looking at it as it goes.
Paper, yes. Now,
again, I do like the Cardinals. Kyler Murray is hit or miss on how he wants to do things, but Marvin Harrison Jr. looks very good, especially in training camp. He's looked very good. I think they have their first preseason game tonight as well against the Chefs, and like their defense has always been good. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like it's kind of been like, can their offense get it together? And it feels like they might get it together. So I'm not upset that you have the Cardinals doing well. Winning the division is a little much, especially with the Rams and especially the 49ers, in my estimation, who, if they can stay injury free and get fucking Juwan Jennings back in the fucking camp because he wants to hold out again and do whatever the hell he's doing. If they can stay relatively injury free, they're still a Super Bowl contender, in my estimation, in my mind. Now, again, we're all different, and everything, but okay, I'll do what I always do. Jimbo, explain yourself.
So, I mean, the Cardinals and the Rams it's a 1-game difference, and I believe I have them splitting the games this year. So I mean, it could, Cardinals could lose, Cardinals could get swept, and then Rams would win the division. So it's close. The Rams, like the way you talk about the Rams, like they're like this like juggernaut for like the Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill.
I didn't say that. I did. Whoa. No, that is not how I have said. No. You're getting pushback on this one. I think the Rams are very good. I think the Rams are one of the better teams in the NFC. especially when they go. I think when you talk about the teams in the NFC that can go to the Super Bowl, and we've talked about this before, of the teams I think in the NFC that can go to the Super Bowl this year, I think obviously the Eagles. That's first and foremost. I think the Lions, and I think the Rams, and I think you can put the Buccaneers up there too. So if I had to put like my four NFC teams, like who do you think can make the Super Bowl? Top four teams. That would be it. I would say Eagles, Lions, Rams, and I think you can flip flop the Lions or Rams. So it's
Yeah.
Eagles, Rams, Lions, and Buccaneers. I think you could slide in there if they might be a layer down. Then you'd have like your Redskins, your Vikings, your Packers, things like that. But I think for like the true Super Bowl contenders, and I think you could even limit it to just threes, like the Eagles, Rams, and Lions.
I don't know about that with the Rams though. Like, I don't know.
And you're
But
talking to somebody who likes the Cardinals, who's always just like, I like the Cardinals, man. I hope they turn it around. I like them. Go Desert Birds. Go guys. So it's not like I'm trying to shit on you because I don't like the Cardinals. I like them. I think them winning the division is a wild take.
I think what's gonna help the Cardinals do this is Marvin Harrison having another year on this team and also in the NFL, um, with the chemistry building with Murray. I think that's going to help get this team over the hump, and finally, have a good productive season. Niners, I saw today, actually, the past 6 seasons, they've had the most injured team every year, like a top five
Yes.
most injured team every year except for 1 year. And 2 of those years that they had the most injured team, one they went to the Super Bowl, and two they lost in the championship game.
Well, because I got to tell you what, I think last year was maybe their most injured. Now, maybe that's just me. Maybe on paper they weren't, but but this is what I mean. Their key pieces in those years when they went to the Super Bowl were still there. Like maybe there were backups, third stringers, people like that, ancillary players that were injured. Maybe they had a lot more of those. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But like I said, like last year, you had so many injuries. I think Purdy was injured for a while. Obviously, Ayuk was ripped his ACL apart in week 2 or 3, whatever that was. Like they were Kittle, I think, was out for a couple of weeks. Like they had a ton of injuries last year and just could never get the ball rolling. I think getting Saleh back as defensive coordinator is a big plus. I think that's a big get for them. As much as I don't like Saleh as a head coach, as a defensive coordinator, yes, please. Give that man control of a defense and watch the magic happen. You know what I mean? So I think that helps them out there. He's very good on the defense, especially when that's the only thing he has to worry about. So that's why I like, again, my pick of the Niners having second place there with 13-4 is wholly contingent on their key pieces being healthy. Bosa cannot miss half the fucking season because of his fucking shoulder. Can't do it. Kittle can't miss 4, 5, 6 games because of hamstring tightness or a knee problem or some other thing like that. Purdy can't miss a large stretch because his elbow gets fucked up. Like, you have to have your key pieces healthy. So this is why I'm kind of looking at this as a best case scenario for all of these teams. This is how I have it set up. So that's what I mean. Now, when I look at the Rams, and let me jump over here and look at the schedule that we have here for the old Los Angeles Ramathorns. And just week 1 against Houston, I have them winning because you know how I feel about Houston. I know you feel differently, but that's fine. That's why we do this. A little bit of a debate. Then I have they play Tennessee. That's an easy win. Sorry, hamster. Then they play the Eagles. I have the Eagles winning because the Eagles are at home, and it's just just like listen, the Eagles are not going to be bad this year. So you know what I mean. Like, as much as I would love to have the Eagles go 0-17, that's not going to fucking happen. Beating the Colts, beating the Niners at home. This one could be a flip flop either way. Now this is one I had back from even the Ravens pick, and I had the Ravens at 13-4 all the way back in our AFC North coverage. I have the Rams beating the Ravens at home because it just seems like the Rams have those kind of games where it's like they're on a roll, they look really good, and the Ravens the Ravens on paper might be the best team in the NFL this year. On paper, they might be the best team in the NFL this year. But again, we'll see how they put everything together. But it seems like that's just one of those games that's going to nip Baltimore right in the ass. So I have them beating Baltimore. I have them beating Jacksonville. Then they have their bye. I have them beating the Saints. I have them beating the Niners again in Santa Clara. Beating the Seahawks. This one was tough. I have them beating the Buccaneers. That one can go either way. And depending on what happens there, that can switch up the division anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, because if they lose that, then them and the Niners are tied. I know they have the tiebreaker, but depending on how the rest of the thing goes here, I have them beating the Panthers. I have the Cardinals sticking one. I got the Cardinals giving them to them in Week 14. I have the Lions beating them in Week 15. Then I have the Rams winning their last 3 games against the Seahawks, the Falcons, and the Cardinals. So that's how I get the Rams to 14-3. Now they could be 13-4, like I said, with that Buccaneers game, and even 12-5 if they lose to Baltimore. If that little prediction about how Baltimore does stuff. So I still think they're a playoff team, and I think they can win those games. It's the case, and again, this is a team that, by all rights, should have been in the NFC Championship game last year. And I mean, you can argue about it. I know you would want to argue about it anyway because the Eagles. But I really
playing the elements.
No, they did. It's just the fucking officials suck, and things that like here's the thing. I didn't blame the snow. The reason I said the Rams should be in the NFC Championship game is not because of the snow. Trust me, that is not the reason I think that the Rams should or should not be in the NFC Championship game. I think they got fucked personally. But,
well, of course.
But just stop it. You Philadelphia fans always think, the referees are, whether it's the Flyers, whether it's the Phillies, whether it's the goddamn Eagles, whether it's the Philadelphia Wings, fucking lacrosse team, the officials say, everybody hates Philly.
Obviously, and I'm sure in the chat too. As far as the schedule, the only losses that you have wins, I have San Fran being the Rams in Week 10.
Okay. And at Santa Clara, right?
I think the last 2 I have actually the Falcons beating them and the Cardinals actually sweeping them. So Week 18 Cardinals win and Week 14. I can't remember if you said you had.
I have them before. I have 14. I have the Cardinals winning at the old giant toaster there. In Glendale, and then in Week 18, I have the Rams winning over the Cardinals in the season finale at SoFi Stadium. So that's how I have them splitting.
Yeah, that's the only.
Having the Falcons beat them, that's a strong stance to take.
I think that one was one of those weird games that I picked.
Okay, well, I mean, I got the Ravens one there, so that's a hamster in the chat, by the way, says, I'm going to laugh so hard at you when the Titans are actually good. Cam Ward is going to be that guy. Listen, Cam Ward might have a fantastic and wonderful year. You still have the rest of the Titans team that is, and I'm going to try to put this as delicately as possible because I like you, hamster. I don't want to offend you. I don't want you to get mad at me. I really want to soften this as much as I can. That team is the shittiest piece of booty cheek ass licking dog shit that might be in the NFL other than the Saints.
Yeah.
The Titans are bad. Cam Ward might be good. Could be. Very much so. Could be a very good quarterback. The rest of that team is dog shit, though. Come on. Hamster says, now y'all are hating on my Falcons. Jimbo's not hating on them. He says they're going to win against the Rams. Yeah. I said they're going to lose against the Falcons because I think the Falcons also are another one of those very wishy-washy teams. I think the Falcons will be, relatively okay. I don't think they're going to be garbage. I don't think they're going to be dog shit like the Titans, but I think, I think you put the Falcons up against the Rams, even at the Butthole Dome there in Atlanta, I 1,000% think the Rams will win that game. 96 out of 100 times, the Rams are going to win that game. Lloyd Christmas in the chat here says, I know this isn't videos. Thoughts on the Redskins potentially returning? I know no politics, but it's got... Well, as you know, I don't know if you paid attention to us here, Lloyd, for a while. I made the conscious decision on behalf of Stay Tuned Sports to stop doing the whole, whether it's the Commanders, football team, which, that we're calling them the Redskins this year. I have the logo set up as the Redskins. You see our little graphics here with all the logos and names. It's all Redskins stuff. That's how we fall on it because that's their fucking name. That's the logo. That's what it should be. So that's how I'm looking at it. And we'll get to the NFC East in 3 weeks. That's the last division, obviously, because I'm a Giants fan. Jimbo's an Eagles fan, so we do our division very last before the start of the season to see where we think our teams are going to be there. But, yeah, no, the stance of Stay Tuned Sports is they're the Washington Redskins. So thank you very much for the question in there, Lloyd. Thank you for joining the chat. You're helping us out here tremendously. Please, again, like, share, subscribe. 3 things you can do for free. I know I gotta pimp it out all I can. Pimp us out, baby. But, yeah. Now, for the 49ers is again, this is very much a best-case scenario. Looking at the schedule, and if they stay healthy, this should work. They should be a playoff team at the very least. They're starting off against the Seahawks. I know it's in Seattle, but they're starting off against the Seahawks. That should be a win. I know ELS disagrees. He thinks Seattle's going to be somewhat decent this year. I just don't see it. I like Sam Darnold. I'm rooting for him, but I don't know about that. Then the 49ers play the Saints in week 2. That's a win. They play the Cardinals in week 3. I have the Cardinals winning in Santa Clara. So there you go. There's already one right there because I love my Desert Birds, baby. Let's go Cards. Niners over the Jaguars. Then, I have the Rams beating the 49ers. I have the Buccaneers beating the 49ers. So right there, I already have it off where the Niners are. If you see by week 6 there, where they've already got 3, they're 3-3 in week 6. You're like, oh, this is going to be a rough year for the 49ers. But then you start looking at their schedule. You got the Falcons. I think that's a win. Sorry, hamster. You got the Texans. I think that's a win. They got the Giants. That's a fucking win. Come on, let's be honest. Even if you don't like the 49ers or think they're not going to be good, they should be able to beat the Giants. Then I have them getting swept by the Rams. I have them picking up the home and home there with the Cardinals. So that's a split with the Cardinals. I have them beating Carolina, beating Cleveland. They get a really late bye this year at week 14. Which maybe doesn't help the injury situation or might come just at the right time for them. I don't know.
Yeah.
I haven't beaten the Titans. Sorry, hamster. I haven't beaten both of your favorite teams. I haven't beaten the Colts. I haven't beaten the Bears. And then I haven't beaten the Seahawks again. I find it hard, really, anywhere in there to see where they lose a game where I have them winning. I don't see, obviously you're going to say the Texans game, but I disagree on that one. I don't think the Texans are going to be that good. But outside of that, they're not going to lose to the Browns. They're not going to lose to the Panthers. They're not going to lose to the Titans. They're not going to lose to the Colts and Daniel Jones.
You never know.
Or Riley Leonard, whoever they got playing there. Because I don't think Anthony Richardson's going to be either a starter or backup. By week 5, I think the Anthony Richardson project in Indianapolis will be done.
Yeah.
If the Bears come out and surprise people, and they might, again, I don't have them being that great. But like if their offensive line gels, again, they got Thuney on there now, and they have some weapons. If Caleb can put it together, they have a somewhat okay defense. Like but I don't know. Again, I'm not a big on the Seahawks.
To gel. That's the only problem with the Bears.
It's just seeing how it comes together for them. Like I'm not sure. I'm not sure, man. Like looking at that schedule, looking at the Niners, if they stay healthy, again, that is the big asterisk in all of this. If they stay healthy with that schedule, how do they not win at least 12 or 13 games? You know what I mean?
Well, and like that's the thing for me, like kind of to go to your point about the injuries is we seen Brock Purdy when he has even Christian McCaffrey when he was out, and you still had Ayuk and Kittle and a couple of the superstars on the team. He wasn't the Brock Purdy that came out to the
but
season.
Ayuk, and that's the other thing too. You got to remember last year is that Christian McCaffrey didn't play his first game until week 10.
Yeah,
and then 2 weeks later was immediately back on IR and was done for the year. So Christian McCaffrey was a non-factor last year. Ayuk got hurt 2 weeks into the year. I think they had another injury too on offense as well. Brock Purdy himself was injured for part of the year. Like Bosa, of course, I think he missed a couple games because of his shoulder. Like again, there's so many of those key pieces that the Niners didn't have last year because of the injuries. If they can avoid that, keep those. If Christian McCaffrey can stay healthy, that's a big fucking if with that guy. Great talent, but he cannot stay fucking healthy. But if he can stay healthy, you have Bosa staying healthy, you have Ayuk staying healthy. The Niners are at least, in my opinion, even if you look at all those, at the very least, still winning 11 games. At the very minimum. If all those pieces are there,
that's a lot of ifs. That's the only problem.
But that's how you have to look at every team and every season. You can't predict injuries. You don't know how the injuries are going to go.
You got to look at what you know already. You already saw that Brock Purdy, when he doesn't have.
Oh, would you stop, dude? Did you see even Brock Purdy's numbers last year were great numbers? The results weren't there, but because this is the thing too. People tried to say, "Oh, Aaron Rodgers sucks. Look, he's terrible. Look at the Jets' record. Look at Aaron Rodgers' numbers last year. Compared to Aaron Rodgers, no, they weren't Aaron Rodgers' numbers. Compared to everybody else, pretty good fucking numbers. Pretty good quarterback play. Brock Purdy had the same thing last year. To sit there and say that Brock Purdy is not one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL is a crazy fucking statement to make. And I know you love making that crazy fucking statement.
He's not.
Look at that fucking stink face. Look at that little stink face you got. Get that stink face the fuck out of here.
Barely top 10.
You're getting coal for Christmas. I'm just letting you know that. You're a horrible person. You're
You know what Cole turns into over time, right around like February, a Super Bowl diamond ring.
One of the shittiest ones with fucking Transformer wings on it.
Awesome. Freaking cool as shit.
Dumb fucking ring. And listen, it's not just because of the Eagles ring. I say this all the time because I liked the 2017 ring. I was like, I hate the Eagles, but boy, that's a beautiful ring. That ring they got this year, not only was it delayed, but I guess it was delayed because they had to get it back from the fucking hydraulic fucking shop with the fucking look at our wings. Whee!
It had a cool saying in it.
It's not a cool look. Oh God! It should have had a top where you open it up and it just was fucking Kensington there. You just have that fucking whole little area or bunch of homeless people fucking. You should have had like 2 homeless people fighting over a meth fucking crystal. That would have been very representative of the Philadelphia spirit. ELS in the chat, he says, my 13 wins for the Rams. He has them beating the Texans, Titans, Colts, Niners, Jags, Saints, Seahawks, Panthers, Cardinals twice. Boy, nobody has respect for the Cardinals.
I do.
I think you have too much. And that's what I mean. And I'm a fan. I'm rooting for the Cardinals this year. But I have the Cardinals at 8-9. I have them under 500. because I
So,
look at their schedule and I look how they've played in the past, and again, you have to take everything here into a grain of salt. How do they play? How does uh uh
and I actually have the Cardinals. I think what second seed in the conference
I believe you do actually.
because of the title.
I had because I did the playoff mock up too. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think you have them up there. They're either one or two. You have them up there high. And it, like, to me, I was like, that's a little crazy. Um but like looking at it, like I have them beating the Saints. I have them losing to the Panthers. I have them beating the Niners. I have them beating the Seahawks. I have them beating the Titans. Get used to just hearing beating the Titans as any game that's going against the Titans. Titans are going to lose. I have them losing to the Colts, traveling out there because again, that's the other thing with the Cardinals. Is they're not a fantastic traveling team either.
Yeah.
At least I have them losing to the Packers. This one I could change and make them 9-8. They still wouldn't make the playoffs for me, but I could make them 9-8. I have them beating the Cowboys, but they could lose that game in Dallas. Again, they don't travel well, and that could be one of the games that Dallas wins. I have the Seahawks beating them in Week 10. I have the Niners beating them in Week 11. I have them beating the Jaguars. I have them losing to Tampa. I have them, again, beating the Rams because I said they flipped the Rams. I have the Texans getting a win over them in Houston in Week 15. I have them beating the Falcons in Week 16. I have them losing to the Bengals in Week 17, and I have them losing to the Rams. Now, as I look at this, like I said, I don't see right now how the Cardinals are going to beat the Bengals. I mean, yes, they could beat the Texans. Again, I'm not big on the Texans, but I think that's a game that the Texans win in Houston. As I said, I don't think the Cardinals are a very good traveling team. As history dictates. Does that change this year? It could. Again, they have a very good defense. Can that change this year? They're going to need to change that to make the playoffs. Again, I think Tampa Bay is one of the top NFC teams. I don't think they're beating them. Niners and Cardinals usually always split their games anyway. Kind of the same with the Seahawks. Packers, again, the Packers should beat them.
Yeah.
Beating the Colts is fine. And then maybe the Panthers, maybe they beat the Panthers too. I gave the Panthers a game because I was like, I like Bryce Young. I think he's making advancements. If they're going to win a game on the road, that could be a game that they win. But you could switch that one, and so that even with that makes them 8-9 or 9-8. Sorry, like it's. I like the Cardinals. I'm going to be rooting for them. I certainly hope they get some upsets. But looking at that schedule and looking how they play usually and looking who they have on a team, if they can get everything together, I think they can get a couple more wins there. They can sneak a couple. But right now, knowing what I know about them and their history and how Kyler Murray is, especially once Call of Duty season hits,
Yeah.
and I know that's a running gag and, it's funny, but like, unfortunately with him, that's a legitimate fucking thing. It's like,
Yeah.
look at his productivity when fucking Call of Duty comes out. It's kind of nuts.
Well, you ready for your weekly Jimbo moment?
Yeah, go nuts.
I got the Jaguars beating the Cardinals, even though I have the Cardinals at the number 2 seed.
That can happen. Like I said, I don't think the Jaguars are going to do that well this year with Trevor,
Yeah.
but they can, and it's early on enough. I think. Oh no, wait, no, it's not.
That's week 12.
Yeah, so it's later on. So, where were they playing that game?
At Arizona.
Like if it was in Jacksonville, I might be like, I might agree with you on that one.
Yeah.
But at the Toaster, like, they're pretty decent. In Arizona, like I said, last year they weren't that good, but at Glendale, they gave fucking the Lions everything they could handle, and in my opinion, probably should have won that game. They had a fucking touchdown called back, in like the last 3 minutes of the game or something like that. Like that was fucking crazy. Hamster in chat says, at least y'all got me back into the NFL, though, because literally nobody watches it down here, even if y'all... Well, you're in the South, so that's college football. SEC, it just means more, baby. Oh, SEC, woo, SEC. Oh, Alabama and Tennessee. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, SEC better than Big Ten, Notre Dame, anything. Big East. Big East doesn't exist anymore. I don't care. SEC. Big Ten. Blah, 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 blah. SEC. Tim Tebow. Blah, 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 blah. In case you want to know how I feel about the SEC. So I get being in the South. Yeah, it's college football is not just a sport; it is a religion. You know.
Yeah.
And I get it, which is funny because I'm a Notre Dame fan, which our sport literally is fucking Catholic. So, got touchdown Jesus and everything, baby. But I know people in the South don't like the Catholics either, so that's why they're not big on that. Lloyd, are the Lions slept on again this year? You will have to wait to find out when we do the NFC North, and that's going to be in 2 weeks. Because next week we will be doing our predictions for the NFC South, which include Hamster's favorite team, the Falcons. So we'll see. But Lloyd, you're definitely going to have to check in with that. We will let you know what we're thinking about the Lions, like I said, in just a couple of weeks when we do it. I'm going to tell you what, just as a quick little sneak peek here. I think a lot of people are sleeping on the Lions this year because they lost their coordinators. They lost a couple pieces. They were very injured last year. They lost to Washington in the divisional round. Everybody was like, oh, you're the number one seed and you lose your first game and all this other stuff. Like I am not one of those people that is sleeping on Detroit. I truly do think Detroit is still maybe the power in the NFC. Now, I know other people are going to say the Eagles, and rightfully so. It's hard to argue saying that the Eagles are not one of, if not the best team in the NFL this year. 1,000%. But I think you can make an argument. Maybe I'll make that argument. We'll see. You're gonna have to stay tuned. Oh, look at that! Oh, that's smooth. That's so smooth. Hamster says, I might really want to fight you all next week. Let me check. I just want to see.
0-17.
Oh, Hamster, you're going to fight me next week. Oh, Hamster, you are fighting. We are fighting. You're going to fight me next week. You are. Oh, you're going to fight me. Oh, you're going to. Just to let you know how I kind of have looking at the NFC South there, you're going to fight me. Lloyd Christmas in the chat, he's kind of on Hamster's side here. He says he thinks the Falcons are the team leader in the NFC South, and that they'll go 11-6. We'd have to see.
So Hamster, you might have a tag team.
You got an ally in there. When we go at it next week, you're gonna have somebody there with you. You're gonna have somebody there with your back. So I gotta watch out for that. I gotta see. But yeah, there we go. The NFC West predictions. Jimbo has the Cardinals coming out of the division as champions at 11-6. The Rams making the playoffs at 10-7. The Niners also making the playoffs at 9-8, and the Seahawks in last at 5-12. I have, on the other hand, Matthew Stafford and the Rams. Yes, he's still on the Rams there, Jimbo. He's not back in Detroit. I hate to tell you that.
Only once.
Listen, we all have it. Listen, I still get shit for some of the shit I get wrong. So, it happens. I have the Rams at 14-3, winning the division. I then have the 49ers making the playoffs at 13-4, just behind the Rams. I have the Cardinals at 8-9, under 500, and missing the playoffs. And in last, I have the Seahawks at 6-11. So yeah, there we go. Another Friday forecast in the books. Let's see. ELS in the chat. He's letting us know that be ready for the next 2 weeks of predictions. Yeah, no, because obviously we have the Falcons and all that next week, and then of course is the NFC North, which contain the Green Bay Packers. And I wonder how Jimbo's gonna Work with the. I wonder where he's going to have the Packers in that division, particularly. I wonder, is he going to give them a little tush push towards the top, or
push it up?
I wonder how he's going to go ahead and interpret that. But we'll see.
Hopefully that they don't do a Jordan Love tush push.
Also, but I'll say this too. In watching that playoff game last year, the fact that they let that fumble stand. Now, granted, in the long run, it didn't mean anything. But the fact that they let that fumble stand when he has control of the ball and he's down,
yeah. Ball was still moving.
No,
yeah, it was. We had this discussion during the game.
Well, yes, we did, and I remember being rather vehement during that as well.
Now.
And so that'll be interesting. So yes, for the next 2 weeks, get your ass to Mars. Sorry, if anybody's ever watched Total Recall, I mean, come on, great movie. Got to watch it. 3 titties. Ah! You got Quado there. Sharon Stone at her fucking peak. Let's go. What a great movie. Sorry, I know. Did you see they're redoing a Running Man?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they're doing it more book accurate. But I got to tell you what, it might be more book accurate, but it's not going to be as good as old Arnie and fucking Richard Dawkins as Killian there. Oh, come on. That movie is an absolute classic. And I think it has better metaphors and meaning for today's world than this new one does. I really do. I 1,000% do. I really 100% think that. But anyway, as we're going into fucking movie reviews here, we're sitting here trying to do predictions. What do we got coming up this weekend? Jimbo, just going to sit back, watch some football?
Yeah, I'm definitely going to catch some football. I may try to do some NCAA football tomorrow.
Okay, all right.
Busy last week because fishing a lot.
Yeah. No. Hey, listen, it's summertime, baby. You got to hit that fucking water, catch some fish. Enjoy the time that you have while the weather is good. Hopefully you remember the fucking sunscreen.
Well, see, no, I did not. But my suntan from the week before was my sunblock last weekend, so I didn't get burnt at all. So.
Oh, nice. ELS in the chat quickly. He says, King, I would keep an eye out for a cool video on my channel next week, Wednesday or Thursday. I can't say what the... Ooh, I'm intrigued. ELS has a mystery video coming up on his channel. ELS Train Tuber 501. Go give him a follow. Subscribe. Hit the bell. Like, share, subscribe. All that stuff over there for our good friend ELS Train Tuber 501. And listen, Wednesday or Thursday, if you have that bell on, you're going to know the mystery video when it drops. I'm excited now. Now I'm excited. I want to see what this video is going to be. Very excited. And because here's the thing. If you don't, I don't know if you know this. ELS can manifest locomotives wherever you are and have them land right on your head. He's got those powers. He studied under Aleister Crowley. Believe it or not, the Dark Master of Dark Magic. Anyway, boy, we are just the end of the show. Just always goes off the rails for some reason. We just lose it talking about movies and black magic. Aleister Crowley made a fucking appearance. Who the fuck knew that? But yeah. So there we go. I'm gonna go enjoy MCR with the wife, and actually the sister-in-law is coming along as well. So I get your minds out of the gutter, which is the same thing my wife said to me.
I was going to say,
it's the same thing she said to me. So, but no, we're gonna go. It's gonna have fun. We're gonna have fun. It's gonna be a good time. Good time. Everybody's gonna get their emo on, and we'll have fun. Deal is sitting in that fucking giant ashtray / fucking HVAC unit known as MetLife Stadium, maybe one of the worst stadiums ever built. So that'll be fun. And then we'll see you all again here collectively. We might go live Monday. I might be done doing the fucking filming of the countdown until the season starts. Because, just because of the way circumstances are, we're probably going to have to be recorded once the season starts. But might do the countdown live again on Monday. I'll let you all know. You'll notice the way you'll know is if you're subscribed and hit that notification bell. See how I did that? That's pretty good. Lloyd says, be safe. You too, my friend. You stay safe out there so we can see you again next week right here on Stay Tuned Sports. And until next week, my name is King. That's your good friend Jimbo. We will see you later.